As we all know, water is essential to life. No matter where you live, what you do, or who you are, we all rely on clean, accessible water. But today, the world is facing a growing crisis: the sustainability of our water resources. That's why I chose to talk about this topic. It is not just a local issue, it is a global emergency. Let's start with what's happening in New Mexico. We've reached a point where we've had to resort to mining our own personal aquifers, pulling groundwater out faster than we can naturally replenish it. At the same time, we are seeing cutbacks to scientific research and our sustainable water development projects, which are critical to solving this problem. But this isn't just our issue. The high demand and low supply of water is happening worldwide. Countries across every continent are experiencing droughts, overuse, and contamination of their water supplies. As the imbalance between demand and supply continues, the crisis will only continue to grow and become more severe. That's why we must act now, before it's too late. Now let's take a step back and ask ourselves how we got here. Unfortunately, we are at fault. One major cause of water sustainability issues is pollution. There are different types of pollution: chemical pollution from fertilizers, industrial waste, and mining operations; plastic pollution that chokes rivers and oceans, and untreated wastewater that flows back into the environment could be very detrimental to our sustainable water. But the good news is there are solutions. We can invest in better wastewater treatment systems. We can push for stronger regulations on industrial plants and agricultural irrigation. We can spread awareness by educating people on how their everyday actions affect the water we all depend on for our everyday lives. Another big issue is the mining that we are starting to do to our aquifers, using up our water, and we aren't being able to replenish it fast enough, so this is not sustainable. It's being pumped out at an insane rate, mostly for agricultural and urban development. And as the population of the world continues to grow, we continue to cover the earth with more concrete, more buildings, even further preventing the sustainability of water. And to close this out, this is an issue for the whole world, and I think it deserves global recognition, as the whole world is at a crisis right now. And moving forward, I think we can educate ourselves and hold ourselves accountable. And hopefully in the future, this is no longer a crisis, but something that is in the past for us, and that we move forward and we figure out this issue before it gets too severe.